Good morning and a warm welcome to your show, Sunny Mornings in Encinitas. I'm your host, Melissa, and it's Tuesday, April 16th. Coming up on today's show, we'll get into the surf report and the weather outlook. Then we'll jump into some local news and a few interesting happenings in business, science, and entertainment. But first, you'll be interested to know, 21 years ago, today in 2003. At age 40, Michael Jordan, widely regarded as the best player in the history of basketball, played his last game in the NBA. He finished with 6 championships, 6 NBA Finals MVP trophies, and was league MVP in 5 separate seasons. So now you know. And now you know what time it is. It's time for the surf report. Expect a fresh south-southwest swell to roll in, with good southerly exposures going waist to stomach high in the morning, then chest to shoulder high later in the day. Tuesday in Encinitas and North County, it's looking good and clean at 3 to 5 feet until 9. Then fair until 1. After that, the chop rolls in. Best time to ride is at 7 a.m. with a 2.5-foot outgoing tide when the southeast swell is 2 feet at 18 seconds and the offshore wind is 2 miles per hour. The first high tide Tuesday will be 4 feet just after 4:30 a.m. with a 0-foot low tide at noon. The nearshore buoy at Scripps in La Jolla reads 60 degrees for the water temperature. Checking out the weather in the Encinitas area. This morning, it's partly cloudy and feels like 52 degrees, with 3 miles per hour wind. The sunset will take place at 7:19, and it will rise again tomorrow at 6:15. It looks like we're in for a sunny day, with a high near 63 and wind of 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, patchy fog after 11, otherwise partly cloudy, with a low around 55. Looking ahead in the weather. Wednesday starts with patchy fog, then turns partly sunny, with a high near 65 degrees. Patchy fog returns overnight, with increasing clouds and a low around 57. Thursday begins foggy, then turns partly sunny, with a high near 63. Friday will be mostly cloudy, with highs in the low 60s. Bonjour, food enthusiasts. This podcast is brought to you by Versailles Cafe and Pastries in Encinitas. Nestled on El Camino Real South, just north of Encinitas Boulevard, this cafe is a haven for culinary delights. Indulge in their amazing Eggs Benedict or their gluten-free crepes. You can grab a panini for lunch or just breeze on through to get your morning coffee. They are open every day from 8 to 5. So stop on by and don't forget to tell them Sunny Morning sent you. In local news, San Diego County residents and businesses have been granted an extended deadline to file their taxes this year, now due on June 17th instead of April 15th. This extension is in response to the severe storms and flooding that occurred in late January. It applies automatically to those in designated disaster areas and covers various tax obligations, including individual income tax returns, IRA and health savings account contributions, and estimated tax payments for 2024. Those requiring further time beyond the new June deadline are advised to apply for an additional extension. For further details, visit the IRS website or your local tax authority website. Now on to sports. In recent years, Major League Baseball has faced numerous challenges, not least of which concern the very tools of the game, the baseballs and uniforms. Since MLB's purchase of the baseball manufacturer Rawlings, there have been ongoing issues with the baseballs, complicating things further. Players like Kenley Jansen and Pete Fairbanks have voiced significant frustrations over the quality of the baseballs, specifically grip problems that differ from past complaints about the balls being overly juiced. These grip issues, persisting since the acquisition, are impacting pitchers' ability to perform consistently and safely, a stark shift from 2022, when the main concerns were aerodynamic changes due to manufacturing inconsistencies. Additionally, MLB players are contending with new uniform issues. This season's uniforms, produced by Nike and Fanatics, are lighter, but have raised eyebrows due to their see-through fabric, leading to discomfort and a lack of practicality. Both these issues with the baseballs and uniforms underscore a growing concern about the attention to detail and quality control in MLB, affecting both the integrity of the sport and the athlete's performance. Last night in local sports, the Padres on the road beat the Brewers 7-3. And in national hockey, the Kings at home beat the Wild 3-1. Tonight, the Padres are on to Game 2 against the Brewers, and the Lakers are on the road in New Orleans to take on the Pelicans. In top news, around the world, some of the most remarkable architectural wonders are at risk, necessitating urgent conservation efforts to prevent their demise. In Bologna, Italy, the 157-foot Torre Garisenda, a 12th century structure with a notable lean, is receiving intervention, using techniques that stabilized the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Similarly, England's Hurst Castle is under reinforcement due to erosion from relentless sea waves, while Egypt's ancient site of Abydos faces threats from looting, prompting heightened security and preservation efforts. In Western Australia, the expansive rock art site of Murujuga is battling pollution from nearby industrial activities, even as it gains some protection through expansion into the national park. Teotihuacan in Mexico, overwhelmed by the impacts of over-tourism and environmental wear, is seeing initiatives for sustainable tourism and structural preservation. Each of these sites showcases the global challenge of preserving historical legacies against modern threats, underscoring the crucial role of conservation in maintaining our cultural heritage. In business news, Tiger Woods' choice in putters has sparked not just a trend, but an asset class among golf enthusiasts. Scotty Cameron's custom clubs, especially the tour putters known as Circle Tees, command hefty prices, with values stretching from $2,000 to $8,000 per club, and can resell for much more. This fervor isn't limited to the clubs. Associated merchandise, like head covers, can also fetch high prices, reflecting the putter's status as both functional sports equipment and collectible art pieces. Cameron's designs, which have been wielded by pros like Woods and Brooks Koepka, carry a mystique enhanced by their aesthetic appeal and rarity, fueling a collector's market akin to luxury brands. The allure is so potent that even a backup putter made for Woods fetched nearly $400,000 at auction. With such high stakes, these putters are seen not just as sports tools, but as investments and art, bridging the gap between athleticism and craftsmanship in the golfing world. In crypto movement, Bitcoin is just under $63,000. Ethereum is at $3,000. And Solana is $134. Moving on to a more local vibe. In our community spotlight on health and wellness, we are working with a national Pilates studio to bring you some free classes, so listen up. Check out Club Pilates, with several locations in the San Diego area. Pilates presents a comprehensive wellness approach, cultivating strength, reducing tension, and elevating mental well-being. Scientific research affirms its benefits. So now you can check out Club Pilates for a free class, with locations in Encinitas, Solana Beach, Oceanside, La Jolla, and more. Just be sure to tell them Sunny Morning sent you by. And now, back to the show. Let's talk science. Top astronomers are gathering at London's Royal Society to critically reassess long-standing cosmological theories, including the century-old belief that the universe expands at a constant rate. Spearheaded by Oxford cosmologist Suvar Sarkar, this reevaluation comes amid growing evidence suggesting the universe may be expanding unevenly, a phenomenon that could fundamentally alter our understanding of cosmic dynamics. Sarkar's research into over 1 million quasars indicates a possible lopsided universe, challenging the conventional role of dark energy and the uniformity assumed in the cosmological constant. This paradigm shift could reshape physics, prompting a thorough review of what we perceive as the fabric of the universe. And in entertainment news, Chris Hemsworth's attempt to star in Kevin Costner's new directorial project was unsuccessful, as Costner decided to take on the lead role himself. The movie, described as an abstract and interesting love story involving a horse wrangler, drew Hemsworth's interest, partly due to his own fondness for horses. Despite Hemsworth's efforts and interest, Costner, feeling he was still fit for the role, chose to cast himself, suggesting Hemsworth look for another project. This undisclosed film is separate from Costner's current work on his Western epic Horizon, which involves multiple installments and a broad ensemble cast. Well, alrighty folks, it's time for the quote of the day. And today, our quote comes from Michael Jordan. And number 24 said, "Some people want it to happen. Some wish it would happen. And others make it happen." And that's a wrap for this morning. You can check out our Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok for some captivating aerial videos with local news and the surf reports. Have an amazing day, my good friends. We'll see you tomorrow with another episode of Sunny Mornings in Encinitas.